What's up, my YouTube family? Sergeant Graybeard back with another Division 2 video. Today is Friday, March 19th, and as always, I hope this message finds you healthy and safe. In today's video, my friends, I'm going to be showing you some of my favorite missions and control points to run. And the reason I hit these up is if there are certain days where I may not have enough time to really play for as long as I want to, these are missions and control points I can get through pretty quick so I can really maximize my gameplay. Now, if you happen to be new to the channel, first of all, welcome. Secondly, feel free to hit that subscribe button. We would love for you to be a part of our gaming family. And if you enjoyed this or found it helpful at all, take a quick second and hit that like button. It really does help us out. Now, throughout the video, I'm also going to be mentioning a few tips for new and returning players. However, from the footage, you can see I'm at Lincoln Memorial, and it is by far my favorite mission in the game. And that happens to be for a few reasons. First of all, you're going to face 4 named bosses throughout the thing, so that does increase the chance of getting an exotic item or weapon to drop. But secondly, once you learn the timing of the NPCs, you can really rip through this thing pretty quick. Which actually brings me to my first recommendation for new or returning players. What I suggest is anytime you're trying to really become comfortable with a new mission or control point, whatever it is, I suggest dropping the difficulty to learn the mission. The reason I say that is the NPC in every mission follow a certain pattern, and once you know that and become comfortable with it, you'll be able to really cater a build around that mission or control point, and that will really be able to help your gameplay in regards to really maximizing your time. Now, throughout the video, I'll be showing you some things on heroic, some things on challenging. Obviously, with heroic, your chances are going to be greater to get exotics or higher end weapons, but really good stuff can fall in challenging as well. Another great mission that you can get through really quickly once you learn the timing of the NPC is Wall Street in New York. Now, I really don't farm New York missions that often, however, Wall Street is one I definitely hit up because, again, it does have those 4 named NPCs that you face. I've also had really good luck here finding exotic weapons and items. Now, I've heard that from other gamers when they reference the tombs or stranded tankers, so again, it's all dependent on your gameplay and finding a mission you enjoy running. And as we make our way to the American History Museum, which is another mission I love running because you can get through it pretty quick, I now want to talk about your builds. And one of the most commonly asked questions I get at the channel is there, one build you should choose over the other depending on what mission you're running? And that, my friends, is completely and totally up to you and your discretion. It really is dependent on your gameplay. So some of these you'll notice I use a shotgun or an AR. Actually, I think all of these I'm using a shotgun or a skill build. But for me, there are certain missions that I love running one way and other things I like running another. Actually, a perfect example is for most missions now, I'm running a shotgun build. So all I'm doing is 4 Hunter's Fury, the Memento Backpack, the Scorpio Shotgun, and I can get through most content via missions really, really quick. Having said that, when it comes to control points, I typically use a skill build, which is the polar opposite of the shotgun one I just mentioned. But for me, when I'm hitting those control points up, and I do have a few that I hit up as often as I can, that seems to work best. Another reason I'm showing you these missions first, and like I said, then we'll get into a few control points, is because the way the NPCs spawn on these missions, it's very linear. They're coming out of one direction typically at a time, and again, once you learn those, you can just really get through these guys. Most of you know by now that one of my favorite aspects about this game is the community that surrounds it, which now brings me to my next point, which is if you are struggling on the fence between, let's say, challenging and heroic, definitely try random matchmaking and join a group that should hopefully help you out. Now, you want to do that for 2 reasons. First of all, you're going to be getting obviously higher gear when you do a higher difficulty, but also so many different players at this point in the game. If you see someone with the shade level that's over 1,000, chances are some of the loot they get they're going to drop because they already have it. Recently, I have heard from so many new gamers saying, they tried random matchmaking, they joined a group, they were able to not only level up, but, the players in the group are dropping all of these great weapons, which in turn helps them, and then they in turn help other gamers. So again, if you don't have a dedicated group, I strongly recommend doing that. Now, getting back to the footage you're seeing on screen, we are now at Viewpoint Museum. This is again another mission that once I learned it, I'm able to get through it pretty quickly, and it's also one where I've had really good success getting exotic weapons and items to drop. Some of you may have seen my previous farming videos that I've done in the past. I did one yesterday for Lady Death. I've done ones for other exotics as well. One thing I recommend is if you're going to farm a mission over and over again, I strongly suggest changing the difficulty in between attempts. And I actually mentioned this in yesterday's Lady Death farming video. Again, it's not a guarantee. I wish I could give you something that could guarantee, you're going to get a certain item or weapon. However, for some reason, and I've heard this from a lot of players out there, it does seem to really help your chances. And as we make our way to the 2 control points I'm going to be showing you, which happen to be Lincoln Memorial Library and Sleeping Giant, I also want to ask you guys, please make sure you leave any missions or control points you like running down below. You guys know my main goal here is to try to help out players in any way I can. And in my opinion, the most important aspect of that is how we're working together as a community on this channel and other channels is to really hook each other up and help each other out, So for me, I like running these missions. If there are other ones you like running, let me know down below, and I'll definitely be doing other versions of videos like this. Now, there happen to be a few things I'd like to point out in regards to farming control points. Now, if you can farm them on Heroic, I suggest doing that because you're going to face 2 named bosses before you clear the thing. Once again, for new players that are on that fence between challenging and heroic, I suggest going near a control point. Don't start the thing up as yet, but get near it, call for backup, another agent will arrive, and that will increase your chances, obviously, of being able to get through the thing. Another recommendation I have in regards to control points, and actually why I'm showing you these 2 right here, is you always want to have a good vantage point. That way, regardless of where the NPCs spawn from, you're in a good spot to take them out. Having those great spots also really comes in handy if 2 rogue agents happen to show up. You can see here that's exactly what happened, but thankfully, again, I do have that location where I've really set up shop, so I was able to get through them pretty quick. And as we make our way to the final control point of the day, which is Sleeping Giant, I want to once again take a moment and thank you all for your continued support. You guys have heard me say this. You guys are family. We're almost a year old. I mean, the channel's almost a year old, and I cannot thank you enough how much you've backed this thing. Most of you know by now that one of my favorite aspects about this is putting out these type of videos, farming videos, how-to videos, things like that. So if there's anything you're looking for, please let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll definitely get to work on things that a lot of people want to see. One thing I actually want to mention really quick is all of the footage you're seeing is from last night and this morning. So anytime I make these videos, I want to make sure I'm showing you something recent. And again, these are the best ways I've found to farm these missions and control points, and hopefully this helps you out as well. At this point, my friends, I'm just going to let the rest of the video play out. However, like I've mentioned before, if you happen to be new here, feel free to hit that subscribe button. If you like this, you could hit that like button as well. But most importantly, as always, take care of yourselves, be kind to each other, and we will talk to you soon. Thanks again, everyone.
Start heading back.
Supply room access unlocked.